Hey guys, it's your big dreamer and doer, G Dinero, coming to you today with another breaking down the trade. This time the STM, third leg of the stool as we're calling it, from Invest Answers trade that he did yesterday afternoon, where he sold the January 2026 STM $29 calls against covered calls against his existing position. But first, remember, none of this is tax, legal, financial, investment advice. It's your buddy G Dinero helping you increase your financial literacy to help set you and your family on that path to financial freedom. So with no further ado, let's jump right in. So this is the rationale for the trade and the reason for the trade. STM Microelectronics has seen a notable uptick in stock performance recently, likely driven by their CEO's optimistic remarks yesterday, June 4th, at PNB Paribas event. The CEO highlighted signs of an upcycle, book-to-bill ratio exceeding parity, indicating strong future revenue. Bottom line is everything looked good and the stock surged, and Invest Answers likes to sell on pops. We sell calls on pops. When the price pops up, it popped up 11% today, so he used that opportunity to sell a call. But there's mixed signals. 5,000 job cuts over the next 3 years. That concerns him. Bank of America's securities cut the price target to $27, down from $32, citing tariff risks, and EPS estimates are better. So kind of all kinds of mixed signals out there. And the fair value had dropped from $47 down to $32. So a lot of things pointing to maybe it's time to de-risk this thing a little bit and go ahead and sell a covered call against it. So this is what it looked like on the charts. That's a 1-hour chart on the left-hand side. ST Microelectronics looking kind of frothy on that 1-hour chart. So starting to show some signs of potential sell-offs, and thus Invest Answers sold a covered call against it. There's the GF value on the bottom right-hand side, showing that it had dropped down to $31.54 in this picture. So what is the trade? Invest Answers sold the January 16th, 2026 STM $29 call option for $3.60. For this, he collected $360 per contract. Guarantee you he didn't do just one of these. Yes, that's a smile on my face. But per contract, he collected $360. Now, I went back and looked at his original trade alert from October 25th, 2024, when he said that he first put on a synthetic long on STM. Sorry, blank for a second. And that was on the $27 calls and puts. So he sold the $27 put. He bought the $27 call and pulled that off. I looked back that day to see what the pricing was on that particular contract, and it was between $2 and $2.40 that day. So I went with a midpoint of $2.25. So that's what it cost him to put this trade on, if indeed he put it on October 25th. That's when he announced it. Again, none of that was disclosed in the original trade alert, so I'm doing the best I can to piece together all the different numbers. So $2.25 a share is his cost, or he spent $225 to put the trade on. If that's the case, he's already in $1.35 per share credit to be in this contract, to be in this trade, thanks to the $29 calls that he just sold. So he bought this thing for $2.25 a share. He just sold a call option against it for $3.60. Net, he's at a $1.35 credit already, if the math checks out, which I believe it does. So what are the results? Well, if he got called out of his position, let's say he did nothing and STM skyrockets and goes to $30 a share or higher. Well, he'd get called out of his existing synthetic long. The put would expire worthless because it'd be above $27 a share. He'd collect $2 a share, which is the difference between the $29 call that he sold and the $27 call that he owns as a result of the original synthetic long. The difference between those two is $2. So that's $200 per contract added to the $135 credit that he's already in. That equals $335 of profit per contract, assuming that at that point they cost him nothing. Different way of looking at the math, he originally collected $3.60 for this most recent call option. He would collect $200 on the tail end here. 360 plus 200 is $560 minus his initial cost of $2.25. That's where I'm coming up, or $225. That's where I'm coming up with the $335 profit. You can look at it, and either way you want to look at it. I look at it as he's already in a credit now, and he's going to add to that credit at the end. If he buys them back on a mean reversion, and let's just say hypothetically he buys them back for $1 a share, then he'd give back $1 of the $3.60 that he just collected on that covered call trade that he announced yesterday. And that would be giving back $100 of the $360 that he collected. Thus, his synthetic long would be uncovered again, which means he could have unlimited profit. But if everything expires worthless, meaning that STM tanks and closes below $27 a share, he'd still walk away with this $1.35 credit that he's currently in, but he'd be assigned the shares of STM for $27 a share or $2,700 per 100 shares that he would need to purchase. That would be no bueno, right? But again, he's not planning on it being below $27. He wanted to cover himself essentially down to $27, even $1.35 past that, if indeed that is his credit. He'd be covered down to $25.65 at that rate. I hope you found value in today's video. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you like this video. Make sure you comment below. What did you learn today? What would you like to see more of? And make sure you're subscribed to this channel. You don't want to miss one of these videos, guys. I break down every single trade that I see come out. So make sure that you are subscribed to these videos. If you want to learn options yourself, book an appointment with me. You can book an appointment at gdinerocoaching.com. Better yet, book the course. Take my TradingView or Technical Analysis course, where I teach you all things TradingView and Technical Analysis, or my Understanding Options course, so that all this gibberish that I'm spouting out makes sense to you at the end of the day. And again, thanks for tuning in. This is G Dinero, helping you increase your financial literacy to help put you and your family on that path to financial freedom. We'll see you next time.